So the next video in our little series is Deathstar towers. I have a couple of them. They're made by John Simmons and Jason Eaton and myself. We'll go through each one of them a little bit and just give an overall kind of good look at them. But I think we'll start with the big baby, the turbo laser. This one was made by John Simmons and is one of my favorite pieces in the collection. I mean, look at this paint job. John is an artist. Like, he's just, his painting is so amazing. And the detail in it is freaking crazy. Like, look at all these parts. This is a beauty to see in hand. You see pictures of it, but even the pictures don't really do this beauty justice. I mean, the staining, the airbrushing, the parts, it's just a work of art. John, I tell John all the time, this is I love this thing. I come look at it all the time. I mean, Jesus, look at that. Look at it. I'm just gonna let you just look at this and not talk, because it needs to be seen to be believed. I mean, look at, I love it. So it spins. It spins. We'll go where the good light is so you can see it a little better. I might hide some of the good details, but you get my drift. If you don't have one of these, I highly suggest you get one. I'll tell you, in the beginning, when I first started noticing studio scale models, the first thing I did was I saw John Simmons' page. And it blew me away. Okay, first of all. But then, this is the piece that I saw that really made me appreciate the art form. And I always go back to this and say, John, that's the one. That's the one I always loved. And finally, he finally let it go. I bugged him enough. I bugged him a lot, actually. And once he was going to sell it to me and backed out, and then the second time he was going to sell it to me, I didn't let him back out. So, turbo laser, lots of kit parts, lots of resin cast parts. It's a hodgepodge of a lot of things. So we'll move to these puppies. These two are made by Jason Eaton. I don't really know. I think this is cast off an original. And this one has lineage as well, but I'm not exactly sure what was done and how it was made, what the lineage is in reference to them, to be honest. He told me and I could go back and look, but I don't remember. But yeah, to be honest, I never thought I'd own a piece by Jason Eaton. His building skills and imagination are off the charts. Like, where John excels in painting, Jason excels in building and using his imagination to make things look incredible. And it just kind of comes out of his head, you know? Like, yes, he does copy and replicate filming miniatures, but the stuff he does on his own is just from his own imagination is insane. I mean, his Jawa Sandcrawler is still one of the most coveted pieces that I don't own. So you know, I'd love to steal that from Michael Hawes one day, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So we can move on to this piece, which is my Deathstar silo. I kind of became obsessed with making this thing look as original as possible. And these parts down here were the parts that I obsessed about. trying to figure out what they were. I finally did figure it out, but it was on my mind nonstop, 24/7, all day long, every day. And also, I knew that I wanted a specific paint job for this. I love the colors of the Slave One wings, and I knew that that's what when I painted a Slave One, I knew that I was going to use that procedure on another piece at sometime. And this was the perfect example to do that. The yellow base coat and then sprayed over with reefer white just is something that I love the look of. And I think I captured it pretty good. We can turn this one around and get an idea of the back. I built this. This is all kit parts. There's no resin pieces on this. It's all scratch build. All of these are C-Lab parts. All of these are, you know, different kits. So this was my baby. And last but not least is Deathstar Crane. So, this one I got from John Simmons as well. And I wasn't very knowledgeable about it. And when I got it, I thought, okay, that's a really cool color. I love the color. I love the painting. And I thought, all right, you know, every picture I've ever seen of this thing was in black and white. And I thought, all right, well, John took some artistic liberties and decided to make it green. And I loved it, but I didn't think it was accurate. But then I saw a color picture of this beauty. And turns out that it really is green. This color. There's a lot more weathering on this but that's okay, I like that. So this one, you don't think much of it when you see it on pictures, but when you do see it in person, it's a wow factor. So yeah, this was the first Deathstar. This was the start of my Deathstar tower obsession. I never really thought about getting Deathstar pieces before, and I still don't want a full Deathstar because I kind of think a round circle, even though it's cool and iconic, it's just a round circle. These have more character, more depth, more, just a lot cooler. So that's my Deathstar tower collection. I figured I'd include them all in one video, and there you have it. Hope you enjoyed. I think we're gonna go to probably either the Falcon or Slave One next. We shall see.